You will now be placed into conference.
Okay. Let me know when I can start.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us for our latest CA Workload Automation webcast called Calling All Engines. We've got what you need, which will focus on CA Agent Monitor R12. As a reminder, if you have any questions for Karthik or other members of the product team along the way, please use the Q&A feature within WebEx, and we'll make sure we answer as many questions as we can in our allotted time. If you don't see the Q&A box in the lower right of your screen, click on the question mark icon in the upper right, which will open the box. And with that, Karthik, the floor is yours, sir.
Great. Thank you, Len. Hi, everyone. My name is Karthik Mahadevan. I'm the product manager for Agent Monitor. The goal here for us is to walk you through our release, R12, and give you an idea of what we've released and some of the key features over there. And then we can also open it up for some Q&A after the session is over. Also, I have Jeff Bogue on the line with me, who is the key developer that helped develop this. So if any questions need to be directed to the team, then we are all here. We can answer any questions you have. So having said that, let me start. Essentially, the vision that we have for workload agent management is divided up into multiple phases. The first phase, which is really R12, is the monitoring piece. Eventually, we want to go and have much more control over the agent. So we want to be able to have some control over the configuration installation. We want to have some control, or we want to be able to optimize the performance and be able to offer some predictive analytics. And then finally, we think the autonomous recommendation, self-coordination, diagnosis, and repair is where this product is headed. Now, all of that is in the future, and we're trying to make steps towards reaching that. But today, we are going to be focusing on monitoring, which is really the primary function of this R12 release. So under monitoring, we have a number of different functions. You can, with Agent Monitor, actually look at the status of the agents. You can view the status of the scheduling engine connections. So Agent Monitor connects to the scheduling engines and retrieves information. You can see what the status of those are. You can see what the connection, what the agents, what status those agents are in. Are they up? Are they down? With some of our scheduling engines, there may be some other statuses. Autosys supports a few other statuses also. You can also go in and look at the logs, and you can download the logs directly from Agent Management today. So we'll after I go through some of the slides here, we'll also give you. Actually, I guess it's a question for Len. I don't know if we can actually demo the product. Len, is that part of our goal here as well?
Yep, absolutely. All you need to do is go up to share and then share your screen.
Okay, perfect. So we can, once this slide deck is done and give you an overview of what this product is all about, we'll also go through a small demo, and then we can open it up for QA. So essentially, the goal for us is to, with Agent Management, is to be able to offer all of our customers more insight into how the agents are doing, and be able to diagnose issues, or be able to eventually have more control in the operation and installation. If you want to have configurations that you want to do, you can do it from Agent Management eventually. So that's like the next feature that or the next set of features that we'll be working towards. So having said all of that, today in R12, which went GA, I guess last month, June of 2015, you can actually display, export, and maintain the list of all the schedulers that you have. So if you are an Autosys, if you're using Autosys, and if you have 5 different Autosys instances running, you'll be able to display all of them. You'll be able to export the details. You'll be able to maintain it. If you add a new Autosys instance, you can do that. And this goes for all the different engines that you have, any of the engines that you have, Autosys, CA7, ESP, or DE. You will be able to do very similar actions with the agents themselves. So if you want to display the agents, you can have the details of what the configuration is, what is the operating system, things like that, and you can export it. This system supports LDAP, so if you're using LDAP in your company, you'll be able to continue doing that. And we support a large number of agents and hundreds of schedulers. So our agent management is designed to be scalable to a tremendous number of. We have some customers who have upwards of 30 or 40,000 agents. So this will be something that they can use. It's not just for small companies or anything like that. The schedulers and the associated agents and plugins will be supported, and there are different versions that we are. If you are on these particular versions of the scheduling engine, the agent management tool will actually work with that. So that's on the screen right there. If you're on Autosys 11.3.6 SP2 and above, CA7 11.3 and above, or DE 11.3 and above, and ESP 11.4 and above. This is a depiction of a very high-level depiction of the architecture and how this system works. This is a browser-based tool. So you have Agent Monitor, and you can, when you go and browse to it, the web server makes a connection to the scheduling engines and gets information about the agents from the scheduling engines. And to get the logs, it makes SSH connections directly to the agents as well. So the details about the engines, details about the agents are all primarily obtained from the engine. So the one challenge that we've had is not all the engines collect the same kind of information, and in some cases there are some gaps, and some engines collect more and some engines collect less. So because this is designed for all of our CA's engines, you may see some differences in the way the information is displayed. But this is going to be, this is an ongoing process. So the next version, I think, will be a much more comprehensive listing of similar kinds of information across all kinds of engines, so that there are no gaps. But right now, it goes and collects whatever the engines give the Agent Monitor management tool. So it gets everything from the engines, like I said. From a release perspective, the browsers that Agent Monitor supports: Internet Explorer 10.0 and higher, Firefox and Chrome. If you're on a Mac, unfortunately, we are not certifying it with Safari at present, but you'll still be able to use it with Chrome. And this will work on Windows, Linux, or SUSE on these releases that we've specified over here. This slide goes into a little bit of detail around what are the different features that this Agent Monitor actually provides today. So from our display, export, and maintain the scheduler list, you can do all of these things that are shown over here. You can actually list the maintenance. You can add, edit, and remove schedulers, and we'll show you how to do that. You can search and sort among different scheduling engines. If you have a large number of them, you can export it. You can have filters that will let you decide what kind of a scheduler you are looking for, what operating system, what type of scheduler it is. And you can drag and drop columns. You can change the placement of these columns. So it's designed to be pretty flexible and easy to use. And if scheduler list changes, then you can also see the logs of what has actually happened over there. That's from the scheduler point of view. From the agent perspective, you can do similar kinds of things. You can search for agents. You can sort the different agents. You can export the agent list. So if there are 100 agents, you can export an entire list. You'll get a comma-separated file over there. You can also search for agents using different filters. What kind of scheduler are you looking for? What kind of operating system? Stuff like that. Again, you can customize the column placement. You can drag and drop all of them. You can display the detailed agent information, such as plugins, parameter settings. You can retrieve the agent log files, which is something that a lot of customers have asked us for, and this makes it very easy to actually retrieve the log files. As you enter the application, you will be taken to a launch page where you have a few graphs that show the overall status, so you don't have to drill into the details every time. But when you do launch, you can actually see an overview of how the agents are doing and how your scheduler connections are. And again, we'll show you all of that. The LDAP authentication is supported. It supports the user session timeout. We have some graphical and command line installation procedures. You can also set the system parameters around session timeout, automatic refresh data rate, and the LDAP connections. So these are some of the high-level features that Agent Monitor R12 supports. I'll get into the demo in just a few minutes. One thing that I did want to mention was if you are interested in sprint reviews and if you're interested in participating in what the application is going to be doing and how we are designing the features coming in the next few months and going forward, please feel free to join us. You can sign up in validate.ca.com. And we also have regular user group meetings in a number of different states. And wiki.ca.com has the latest documentation on Agent Monitor. And if you have any suggestions or thoughts on how we can improve the product, or if you have specific features that are important to you, then you can definitely come to us and give us that feedback on the CA community site. So having said that, let me go into a demo and show you how the user can actually use this product. So Len, how do I do this?
Since you're the presenter, you're going to go up to the very top to share. And then my screen.
Yeah, I'm not seeing that share option. Hang on.
Up by file and edit.
Say that again, Len. What should I do?
Up at the very top of the WebEx window.
All right, I see it. Okay. Okay, so can everybody see the application? Then can you see the application?
Yes, Karthik, I can see it.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to walk you through a demo of how the Agent Monitor actually works. This is one of our development versions that's connecting to a few schedulers in-house. It's going to be exactly the way it is in the GA in the production instance as well. So when you log in, once you log in, you will be taken to the dashboard. So this is the launch page. This is where you would end up. And as soon as you come here, you can see that there are 132 agents that you have, of which 118 of them are up and 14 of them are down. Now, this gives you a very high-level, quick picture of, okay, I've got some issues, I've got some agents that are down, I need to go in and drill down to see what's going on with those agents. Now, the bottom graph over here in the 3 scheduler connections is actually giving you insight into the connections between your Agent Monitor and your scheduler. So we can see that we have 2 Autosys schedulers and you have 1 CA7 scheduler that the Agent Monitor is now connected to. Now, this may or may not be typical. Most of our customers many of our customers have Autosys and CA7, for example. You're sharing this and not this. Oh, okay. All right, I was just told that I was sharing a different, so can you actually see my dashboard now?
Yes.
Okay. So as you can see, you can actually see the agents. You can see that there are 132 agents, and there are 118 of them that are up, and there are 14 of them which are down. And you can go in and drill down to see which agents are down, which agents are up. And at the bottom, you can see that there are two Autosys scheduler connections that we've made and one connection to a CA7 scheduler. Of these, we can see that all the connections are up. So the thing to note over here with the scheduler connections is it doesn't really mean, even if you see that something is down, the scheduler connections, it may not be that scheduler is actually down, it's just the connection has not been made or the connection is down. In this case, we have everything up and running, all the connections are working fine, so that's not going to be an issue. But we do have some agents that seem to be down. So you can go in and click on 14 to see, okay, which ones of my connections or which ones of my agents are down. That's going to take you to the agents page. And when you go down there, it's already filtered by the status, which shows down. And you can actually see, okay, I've got all of these different agents which are down. I can see the version numbers and some build numbers. I can see the host OS. I can see that the scheduler for all of these agents which are down, it's a CA7 demo machine that I have going on that's down. So Autosys actually seems to be doing fine. So I can see my scheduler instance and the kind of CA7 as well. So if I go back to my dashboard, or if I can, from this page, I can remove the filter, and this will bring up all the agents, the 132 agents that we have, and this will be a mix of the ones that are up and the ones that are down. And I can see the ones that are down also have a red line towards the left, so that kind of indicates very quickly also that this is down. I can also go to the top of the column, and I can click on the up arrow and sort by the sort on that column. So make sure that all of the up agents, the agents that are up show up first, and then the agents that are down show up last. I can do the same thing on all of my columns. I can drag and drop columns and reposition them if I want to. So the usability, depending on what you want to see first, you can actually drag and drop it. Now, if I, so the one thing that I can also do, so if I go to filters, I can filter on the build, the host name, the operating system, the name of the agent, the scheduler name, the scheduler instance, type, status, and all of those things. So for example, if I go to, let's see, if I go to host operating system and I say AIX, I just want to see the ones that are AIX. I can see that there are a couple of them that are just AIX machines. And I can also use a wildcard. So if I say UX, so I can see ones that have some Linux as well. Linux for AMD 64. This one is so the wildcards are working over here. So you can see that there are some interesting features over here. Wildcards are supported. There are a whole bunch of agent filters that we have. And all that. So let me take this off, and I can actually go and let me show you how to retrieve log files. So I know we have. So let's pick this agent. I can now go into, so I can select an agent, for example, and then go into actions. And in actions, I can actually go in and retrieve logs. I can download the details. I can upload some access information and so on. So let's say I want to download the detail. That will actually download it to the browser. And I can click on it, and I can actually see the log file for this right there. I can also go to retrieve logs, and it will give me a list of all the agent logs that are available. So if I have, so right now it says that I have 59 logs available and 0 of them selected. I can select all box, so all of them get downloaded, or I can select any specific one that I want, and I can download it, or a combination, and I can download it. And if once I download it, it will come down as a zip file. I can open it, show in Finder, open it, and then look at the files that way. So again, you have some pretty good flexibility. with what you can do from a status perspective. You can see which ones are up, which ones are down, which ones are in different states, quiesced, and all that. You can see in many cases, because of the details that we're gathering from the scheduling engines, you may not get all the details across all engines, but we'll be getting that pretty soon. And you can also get the log files. You can download them, and you can look at them using your text files. The other thing that I wanted to show you also is the scheduler tab. Over here, this is where you would actually go in and add your schedulers and add your connections if you want, to add new ones. Or if you want to edit any existing ones, you can do that. So you can actually go into Actions over here, and you can add a scheduler. And this would require you to know the specific the address and the port, and you have to have the user ID and the password. Right now we have 3 set up, but that's pretty straightforward and very easy to do. You can do that with a couple of clicks, and you can go into you can select any of the scheduling engines you want, and you can go in and look at any filter. So if there are a large number of scheduling engines and you only want to filter out specific ones based on these filters that we have, so address, agent count, connection, instance name, port type, etc., you can do all of that. Again, this becomes more valuable when you have a larger number of scheduling engines. So that's pretty much what I had from a demo perspective. Let me see if there are any questions that have been submitted to us.
Yes, Karthik, there were a handful that I actually assigned to you in the QA. So if you go down the QA box and then look at the My QA tab, you'll see the questions that I assigned to you.
Got it. So let me see if I can actually look at the questions. I'm trying to open it up. So the Cisco Event Center, what is it?
Open up the WebEx where the attendee list is and all that stuff.
Yeah, having some technical issues over here. When I click on it, nothing seems to be happening.
No. Go to the blue and green sphere at the bottom of your page. I can see it open. You know what I can do in the interest of time. I can just read the questions to you.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. And this is where Jeff Bogue might also chime in. So yeah, let's go for the questions. I'm trying to see if I can still open it so everybody can see it right now.
All right. The first question is, can it use EEM for authentication and authorization?
Can you use EEM? Okay, so Jeff, is that supported?
This is Jeff. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay, great. In the very first release of Agent Monitor 12.0, we are supporting only LDAP authentication at this time. We do plan on providing additional support for other authentication mechanisms such as EEM in the future. But right now it is not supported.
Okay, great. Thanks, Jeff. The next question is, what are the access requirements for the web server to retrieve the agent info log? And then the person goes on, I see the SSH protocol is being used. Which account connects to the agent in the distributed space?
Let's see, Karthik, are you still presenting?
No, go ahead, Jeff.
Let's see.
Actually, how do I Len? How do I share this the WebEx back?
Jeff, go ahead. You're the presenter now.
Got it.
Okay.
All right, so you should be seeing my screen here. Let me go to an agent definition here. The way that you set up the authentication to actually go to the agent via SSH and pull the logs is by updating the access information. So I'm going to select an agent and select Update Access Information. And this is where we actually specify the credentials for a user on the machine, on the agent operating system that we can establish an SSH connection with. So here we would put in our ID and our password, and then we specify the agent home directory, and this is so that we know where to go and harvest the logs. So that's how you specify that, is through there, and it uses those credentials to go down. Did that answer the question?
Let me see if the person who asked it hasn't done a follow-up yet, so let's assume yes.
Okay.
Hold on,
and today, to retrieve the detail information and the log information, it is SSH to the agent, and that's the only method that is supported today. We intend on expanding that to use a different access method other than SSH in the next release that we're working on now. And we're planning to do that through some web services.
Thanks, Jeff. The next question is the access to Agent Monitor controlled via EEM, and are there plans to have policies to allow operators differing access to administrators?
I believe the answer would be yes in the future. That is a future direction. Today, we are only, like we said, only supporting LDAP through Active Directory today, and that was the overwhelming number of customers had that requirement initially, and so that was the authentication mechanism that we implemented. We do not have authorization implemented, but we do intend to do that as well, so that we would have differing levels of authority as far as like an Agent Monitor administration or general users or other types of administration. So,
right. Thanks, Jeff. Next question: version and build. Those that don't show this info. Does this mean that agents are not at version 11.3 or higher?
I think typically it could be that the scheduler simply does not know that information about the agent, because once again, at this level, at this point in time, we are gathering all the information from a scheduler-centric view. We are not actually communicating directly to the agents yet, so we're relying on the information that the scheduler knows about the agents. That information about version number, build, operating system, and so on is gathered when the agent handshake takes place between the scheduler and the agent, and until that initial contact is made, the scheduler does not know that information about the agent. So if we're seeing gaps in the information, it's likely that that initial handshake with the agent has not been made.
Great. The next question: is the Agent Monitor HA aware?
Not at the present time.
Okay. Next one, let's say that you have an agent that is connected to more than one manager. Will it show up multiple times?
Yes, it will.
Okay. Does this report on any agent plugins that are installed?
Currently, we are not showing any information about the details about plugins. I believe D-Series actually you define different agents based upon the plugin type. And so for D-Series clients, that would you would see individual agents for each of the definitions to D-Series. But for the other scheduling engines, they don't necessarily know that it's a one plugin type versus another.
Okay. Next question is, can you see the status of agent, wait a minute, hold on. Yeah, of agent plugins. We had a database plugin fail a few weeks ago. The agent was up, but it could not run DBP ROC type jobs.
Not at the present time, and that is something we will be addressing in subsequent releases.
Okay. Does this have integration into the CA SDM service desk tool?
Not at the present time.
Okay. In the dashboard, are you able to edit the agent? For example, host IP.
The answer would be no. We don't allow direct editing of any of the agent information. The agent information is once again retrieved from the scheduling engine, so that's where we get that information.
Okay. Can you stop and start agents/clients from this tool? Sorry if you covered this, I missed some of the presentation.
Not yet. That is a future goal for the product.
Okay. Will it work with AER 11.3.6 Service Pack 1?
No, it will not. And the reason for that is the web services that provide visibility of the machine definitions in AutoSys was made available in 11.3.6 Service Pack 2. So prior to that, we do not have visibility to the machine web service. So we can't get that information from AutoSys.
Okay. Next question. Can we use the AutoSys Unix user to access the logs? In our environment, root cannot log in using SSH.
Currently, we are limited to using SSH. And so in order to use that feature today, you would need to have a user with SSH capability on that box. So it sounds like the answer to that specific question is no, not at the present time.
Okay, let's see. The authorization has to be set up agent by agent only, question mark. Is there no way to set up in bulk or selected agent, for instance?
That's an excellent product enhancement. Currently it is on an agent by agent basis.
Okay. What about the agent alias names if we use them for the plugins? Will the agent show up with the agent name and the agent alias name?
I'm not 100% sure. I think it will show up with the alias names. However, it's defined in the schedulers.
Okay. Will ZOS Tomcat install be available, and if so, is there a planned date?
Can you repeat the question again, Lynn?
Sure, sure. Will ZOS Tomcat install be available, and if so, is there a planned date?
There is no plan to support the server in ZOS, Tomcat under ZOS, not at the present time. So that's something we could certainly look at, but today, no, there are no plans to do that.
Okay. And then I'm not going to read all this. I don't know if you have the Q&A box open or not, but Yomi just said they're getting an error during installation, and then it's there's a bunch of message in there that I'm not going to read through for you. So I don't know if you can go in and see it yourself. I can assign it to you in the WebEx if that would be helpful. Jeff.
Or certainly if there's customers who are having challenges with installation, please open a support ticket and we'll work with it.
Right, right.
Yeah, that would probably be the best way to work that.
Probably. And then can both agents run at the same time, 11.3 and 12?
Yes.
Okay. I believe that's, oh, hold on. Okay, the person who was having the installation problem did open a ticket, and they listed the case number for us. But we can follow up on that after the fact. Jeff, I'll go ahead and I'll send you that case number.
That would be great.
New question: can we view the agent parm text file from Agent Monitor?
Not yet. That is something that is scheduled for the next release.
Okay. Do we have any other questions for Karthik or Jeff? Oh, there's one. For the installation of server for AM, is it still only Linux and Windows Server?
That is correct.
All right, let's give everybody a minute or two to type any last questions.
Hey, Len, can we get a copy of these questions?
Absolutely. When will we get Unix install?
The question is, when will we get Unix install?
Yeah.
Other than Linux, right now the supported server platforms are Windows 2012 Server and SUSE and Red Hat Linux. And today those are the only server platforms that we are supporting. We will certainly entertain other platform options depending on customer need and desire.
All right. There's one more. Can we also see IAS log through Agent Monitor?
Not at the present time.
Do we have any other questions for the team? All right. Oh, hold on. Nope. Okay, so I don't see any new questions coming in. If anyone on the call does have a question after the fact, please feel free to post it in the community, and we'll make sure that Karthik and Jeff notice it. Karthik, do you have anything else you want to wrap up with?
I just want to reiterate, if anybody is interested in signing up for sprint reviews, please do go to validate.ca.com. These questions that you are posing to us are very valuable, so ideas and thoughts, we welcome those. So please feel free to reach out to either Jeff or I, and we welcome any signups on validate.ca.com to attend sprint reviews. So that's it.
All right.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, thank you, Karthik and Jeff, for your time today, and thank you, everyone else, for joining us. We'll wrap up now, and we'll go ahead and get the webcast replay and the PowerPoint deck posted to the community later today. Thanks very much, and have a great day.
The leader has disconnected. The conference will be terminated in 5 minutes.